In this video, we're going to talk about A Twisted Pursuit, a detective's nightmare. Alrighty then, this is a comic book review of Sam and Twitch Case Files, issue number 3, brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. So previously in Sam and Twitch heads out of town to help an old academy buddy, Jim Trestle, on a very difficult and very confusing case. So in the coroner's office, they say they finish up their initial report by Thursday. That's what Twitch is asking Jim, but obviously see all these bodies, missing body parts, and parts that don't belong to a different body. It's just like looking at it is very demented, sinister, and it doesn't make any damn sense at all. So Twitch is like, okay, what's your protocol here as to who gets to read it first? So Twitch is like, okay, so the feds are gonna want to jump all over this. And Jim's like, they already called, so they're doing their own digging already. And Twitch is like, oh, they find any jurisdictional evidence, they'll come steamroll this. And from what I'm looking at, Jim, and they go to the cornfields, this mysterious cornfields are over here. Time isn't on your side. So they go to the cornfields because that's where the bodies were found. And Jim was like, we created this path to where the bodies were found to minimize disturbing the area. And Twitch is like, okay, so I assume you don't have any footprints yet. Is that correct? Well, freaking rain last night, so we ain't got nothing. And Twitch is like, all right, man, that's a tough break. Yeah, tell me about it. But the thing is, says Jim, my team sent up a drone to get some aerial video, but nothing's jumping out at us. Seems like the bodies were dumped over a period of time since there's no obvious path the killer took. So Twitch is like, okay, so any clue as to how long this has been happening? Not really, says Jim. Until we can identify some victims, we don't know the period of time they've been missing. Any ideas why the killer chose a specific spot, says Twitch? Isolation probably. The road we came in on is usually used by a few farmers and their workers. The guy that owns his land has 2,000 acres of cornfields. So why here, says Twitch? We drove by dozens of other places that look just like this with no fresh blood found. None of this makes any sense. So Twitch is like, okay, I'd like to see a map of this area if you have one. Okay, I'll grab one when we get back to the office. No problem, says Jim. The other thing we're looking into is why this ground is so clean, like nothing wants to grow on it. Some soil samples have been sent to the labs. And Twitch is like, can I get a list when these fields are cultivated? Sure, what are you thinking? Not sure, just curious about the timelines, that's all, says Twitch. Okay, so Jim is like, we'll get you that info. So Twitch is like, so I need to speak with the coroner now. They go to the coroner's office and they thank Dr. Thompson for their time. So Twitch is like, look, I know you still need a few days to finish your initial report, but any useful information we can get now would allow us to do our job too. And Dr. Thompson's like, okay, so here's the thing. I'll share this with you right now. The killing of these 5 victims seem to be 4 to 5 months apart. There's a list of approximately when each victim died in that folder. So what about all the body parts, says Jim? Well, come on, let me show you. I've matched up based on skin DNA, everything that was delivered to me. As you can see, the victims are far from complete. That body part don't match with that body part, and so does that body part don't match with that body part. Their missing anatomy seems to be random, no pattern. Best as I can discern, the only thing I found is there's a different traces of soil on a couple of them, which tells me, and Twitch already knows, they were killed in different places. And that's a high probability, says the coroner. The lab is running their DNA to see if we got any matches in their system. Jim is like, Twitch, you asked when the farmer was cultivating his crop. You think the killer knew that? You think the killer knew that the bodies would get found? Actually, he may have planned for them to be discovered, says Twitch. Look, he could have buried the bodies, but he didn't. He didn't care enough to hide them. Why? After all the trouble he went into cutting them up, then transported them to that location, why would he get lazy at the end? Unless he was sending some kind of message. Exactly. But what is the message? The message is the message that we don't know just yet. So Jim Trestle's buddies are like, hey Jim, I know you're busy, but we need a minute. And Jim's like, okay, that's fine. I need to get back to work, but thank you for doing your thing. Jim's buddies are like, hey man, that drug den we've been working on, a situation come up and we need you. And Jim's like, oh man. Sure, but did you put a list together of missing persons or what? Yeah, says the detectives. For the past 6 months, it's in a folder on my desk. Max is welcome to it. And Jim feels bad about this, but work is work, man. So he tells Twitch, sorry about this, man, but this is a case we had for months before finding those bodies. And as you can tell, we're kind of understaffed. And Twitch is like, it's all good, do your job. So Jim's like, let me get you set up first, unless you want to ride with us on this drug thing. Twitch is like, nah, man, I'll pass. I'm gonna go do some work and get some food and go back to my hotel and get some things done. And then we get the first incoming call from Sam, and Twitch just hangs it up, and Jim's like, yo, you need to take that? Nah, I'm good. Just spam, but I thought I blocked it. So there's a joke that the guys are like, hey man, Max, if you ever need any girls to keep you company, I know a few girls online that you really enjoy. And Jim's like, bro, don't be telling like that. You know, come on now. I don't know, I'm just messing with you. The real players, the pros live in Indianapolis. Ain't that the truth? Boys being boys. And Jim's like, man, guys, read the damn temperature. You know Twitch is happily married, right? So Jim apologizes about those guys just for acting like boys, you know? But Twitch is like, man, don't worry about it, man. I'm from New York. We do that. So Sam Burt calls again, and Twitch has to decline. Let me guess, another spam call? Yeah, I hate when that happens, says Jim. Anyway, let me introduce you to Kimberly. She'll make sure to get you whatever you need. So Kim is over there doing her thing, and Jim asks Kim, could you please be an angel and make sure Detective Williams, Twitch, gets access to whatever he wants? He's helping us in the cornfield case. Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm sad for him, but yeah, I'll get you whatever you need. And Jim is like, okay, baby girl, you know you need a raise anyway. You know I do. Stop being stingy. Even though he probably has nothing to do with it, but you know, a girl's got to get paid. And guess what? We all got to get paid too. Speaking of get paid, if you like the content we're throwing up so far, you know what to do. Like and subscribe to this channel. So we get more backstory on the gold medal and what this town has been through, according to Jim. And yeah, that gold medal is the pride and joy of a ton of awards with the state that they, from all the cases that they solve. But they need to solve this case because otherwise it'll just ruin their reputation. That's what I'm getting from it. So Kim comes back with some files, and she's going to get some more files, and it's like, damn, she wasn't kidding. Yeah, this is a whole lot of files to go through that Relish was putting together. So Twitch comes across this photo. He's like, who is this? Oh yeah, that's Officer Lasky. Worked on our force, but recently moved away. And Jim's like, yo, this must be a new addition or something because I'll have to ask Relish about this one. But in the meantime, I've ordered more drone surveillance on all surrounding fields near the body dump. If our killer was aware of when harvest season was, maybe he put the rest of the body parts in another field. Man, that could be true. So Twitch is over here looking at the files. He goes to the diner and looks over that file. Now he looks at the files, gets some missed calls from Sam, and now at least we see the timeline, but we see this mysterious lady looking at Twitch as he leaves, pays the bill, and dips out. Goes to the parking lot, calls his wife Helen and tells Helen, hey baby, you know, just hope you're doing good. Hopefully I'll be home soon. Give the kids a hug and a kiss for me. And I've been doing some thinking, so we should talk when I get back about New York, my job, all of it. I think Twitch is about to dip out on Sam because Sam is just going off the rails here. Anyways, talk to you soon. I love you. So mysterious lady from the diner knocks on Twitch's window, and Twitch is like, okay, can I help you? She's like, I hope so, because no one else seems to give a crap. I don't care what any of you say. I want to keep bugging you guys until I get answers. And Twitch is like, where are you getting at with all this? That's what you all say every time, says the young lady. I'm just so tired and bored of your bull jive. Why won't you do something? Who are you talking about, says Twitch. Police, I saw you in there at the station. They tell you to ignore me? Is that what they told you? Well, I'm over it. I don't give a damn. He wouldn't just leave and not tell me anything. And I don't give a damn if you think I'm drunk or out of my mind. I know what I know. And Twitch is like, okay, I'm sure you're not drunk and I'm sure you're not out of your mind. Just tell me what's going on. And she goes like this. Why won't they look for him? For God's sake, if they don't care about a fellow cop, who do they care about? Not me, and certainly not him. And he was the best boyfriend I ever had. And Twitch is like, okay, maybe I can help. What's his name? Bobby Lansky. Does that name ring a bell? It was from the file from earlier that Kimberly pulled out on behalf of Jim for Twitch. And Twitch is like, okay, I heard of him before. Did he move to Kentucky or something? That's a lie, she says. He hates Kentucky, and he hated this town too. It was eating him alive. Look, says Twitch, I promise first thing in the morning, I'll look into this. It'll be okay. So now we got another layer of mystery in this town. The cops can't figure out the cornfield, and the cops, are they potentially covering up the missing police officer Lansky? We don't know. And all she can say to Twitch is before he goes into his hotel room is, I miss him. You get that? And it won't be okay. Stop saying that. I'm not freaking okay, and neither is Bobby, so screw all of you. Well, that's another thing on Twitch's plate. Body parts in the cornfield, Sam bugging them, now another officer that's missing in the department that they think he moved to Kentucky, but he's actually missing. Something's trippy about this town. It seems all goody two-shoe until it's not. So now we end with these gloves getting put on, and we don't know who this killer is, and all he keeps saying is no good deed as he assembles something with hay and clothes. No good deed as he assembles something with hay and clothes. And we could only assume that those are the clothes of his dead victims because he's saying no good deed goes unpunished. And that is the end of Sam and Twitch issue number 3, Case Files 2024 version. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. Also, link in description if you wish to add this comic book and or any of the other Rated Comics exclusives, limited prints to add to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. Lastly, this video is sponsored by coffee, so if you'd like to buy a boy a cup of coffee, link in description, or donate to the super thanks. But the greatest compliment you guys can do is by liking this video and subscribing to this channel. Thank you again for watching. Until next time.